Hello everyone and welcome to Timing Trades. In this video just have a few housekeeping things to say, and then going to show how the same method suggested by Cefario can be used in the other markets. In particular, I'm going to be talking about Bitcoin. So the first one of the first housekeeping rules sort of issues that I need to bring out is that people need to be taking action, right? The whole method in the foundation videos was given, basically, right? But none has come forth with any analysis of whatever market they're interested in so far, right? So it doesn't really make sense to have the videos, and yet it seems people are literally in need of me to analyze their markets that they are specifically trading for them, right? The reason for that is because the videos have already been given on how the method works. Quite right, the cycles haven't been given, but the analysis, right? The analysis can be done by everyone, right? Based on the videos that have been given. Cycles don't influence as much, and even if they were to do that, I can easily tell someone about what's happened. Perhaps it just happens once or more per month, per year, right? So the rest of the years, basically those swing trades that are happening as a result of the same analysis that comes from the videos I've already provided, right? So the fact that I've been using gold as an example doesn't mean that the method doesn't work on any other market, right? I've just used it as an example. So please learn to take action. The method has already been brought out, so learn the method and then try it on your markets, and then you can give me feedback and we should be able to help with that, right? Then the other issue that I need to deal with is the issue of people wanting to come and trying to see if the accuracy is there or not, and coming to talk about what other people are doing out there. Well, there are people out there that have been doing it for more than 30 years or so. There are others that have been doing for less than that. Whatever the case, the issue here is if what you are thinking is that the other methods that are better, or other people that are bringing out better than I am, why don't you just simply well, after your assessment is done, simply go and stick with what you think works for you, right? So we don't need to be pushing each other around based on whose method works and whose method doesn't work. So if you think that other methods are better, it's okay for you to go and use those things, right? Or go and be mentored by those people that you think are actually coming out with better results than I am, right? So and then lastly, the reason for the videos was simply to bring out things that I have learned from Cefario, which I think I already have. So that's it. That's the only agenda I have, right? So let's get into the video. So the main purpose of this video is just simply to show that show how it can Bitcoin can be analyzed using the same method. So I'll go to my NATO dates that I've already provided in the group. So Bitcoin was first traded on January the 12th, 2009, So of course that's in New York. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to go to Astrolog. I'll go to Astrolog, go to set chart info, and then I'll punch in January the 12th, 2009. Of course that's noon or 12 hours then of New York City. Once I do that, the first information that I'm looking for is the position of the sun, which in our case is Capricorn. So Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, right? Of course Saturn is our key issue, but apart from that, the point that we need to take from this is, let me go to the other worksheet. So I'm going to mark the ascendant details, then the midheaven, the sun and the moon position. So I'll put R for radix and I'll put P for progressed, right? Our progressed date that we're trying to look at, we're trying to analyze for this year 2023, right? So I'll put that as well. So these are the key information that we need to capture. So I'm going to start with the NATO chart. Okay, let me put N for NATO, right? So N is for NATO, and then P is for progressed. So in the NATO chart, let me try to zoom this in. So in the NATO chart, I'm looking for, which is basically what we have drawn here. I'm looking for house 1 details, which is 8 Taurus 20. So 8 Taurus 20. That's the first detail that I've captured for house 1. House 10, which is midheaven, is at Capricorn 21 degrees 34 minutes. So 21 Capricorn 34 minutes. The sun, however, is at 22 degrees of Capricorn. 22 degrees of Capricorn, and we are at 37 minutes. So for the moon, we are at Leo 14 degrees, okay, 14 degrees of Leo and 29 minutes. So that's basically the details that we need to capture, right? So as we capture this, we're going to also do one more item, which is to progress the chart. So I'll go to chart, right? After once I go to chart, I simply scroll down to progressions. So in progressions, I'm going to use solar arc. So on solar arc, I'm going to punch in the same details I've put in for the NATO chart, which is January the 12th, but the year is going to be different. So the year is going to be the year that I'm interested in, which is this year, and of course noon, right? So once I do that, I have to click do progression on top there, and then press OK. Having done that, we have noticed that first of all here they said it's progressed to January the 12th, 2023. Yeah, so the house 1 has now moved to 22 Taurus, 20 minutes. House 10 has moved to 5 Aquarius, 34 minutes. Yeah, 34, right? That's that one here. So the sun has moved to 6 Aquarius, 37. So 6 Aquarius, 37 minutes. And then lastly, our moon has progressed to 28 Leo. 28 Leo, 29 minutes. So having captured this, these 4 positions of the general significant factors, the last thing I'll have to do is basically. Okay, so if I have to remove this progressed part, I'll have to go back to chart and then progressions, then and click the do progressions, right? Then it goes back to the details, right? And then that's how you do it. So aside from that, I need the opposite and square positions. So square will be for 2, edge, okay, square here. So okay, let me do first the opposite. So I've got so I'll take the opposite, so which is 180 positions of both the progressed and for the progressed and so let me put a demarcation here, demarcating line. Okay, so I'll put a division here. So what I'm now dealing with is the opposite. It's the opposite. Let me just say opposite. Opposite position to these. So torus. What's opposite torus? So I'll go just to my astrolog. So let me align. Let me align the chart to be okay. So what I mean is that this ascendant versus I've put it exactly at the beginning of any house. It doesn't matter which house, but any house would work. So if you're talking about opposite, an opposite would mean that in our case, so an opposite is the 7th house. So if I say this is house 1, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the 7th is going to be the opposite, right? So the opposite to what house are we looking at? Taurus. So Taurus is 12th house. So here in our case, Taurus is 1. So let me just clean this up. So Taurus 1. So from Taurus we count 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then we can 5, 6, 7. So 7th house from Taurus, including Taurus, the counting is from including Taurus. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So Scorpio is the opposite house to. So we'll be talking about so 8 Scorpio, 20 or 22 Scorpio, 20, right? So for Capricorn, let me remove this. Capricorn is here, just after Sagittarius or just before Aquarius. So if I'm looking at the opposite, I'm counting 1 from Capricorn, then 2 Aquarius, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 leaves it on Cancer. So Cancer is the opposite to Capricorn. So I'm looking at 21 Capricorn, Cancer, sorry, 34. That's the opposite position to the natal midheaven position. So for the progressed MC position, we are talking about 5, Cancer 34, right? So Capricorn, basically we're talking about the same with also the Sun's positions. So Cancer 37, and we have got 6 Cancer 37. Now we're talking about Leo. So Leo, again, I'll clear this up. So Leo is here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 is falling on Aquarius. So Aquarius is the opposite position to Leo. So 14, Aquarius 29, that's the opposite position to the natal moon. So to the progressed moon position, the opposite is 28, Aquarius 29, right? So that ends the opposite position that we have. So the next thing that we need to do is so let me mark this. So the next thing that we're looking at, interested in, is the square. So the square will produce 2 sets and the square. So this is square. So the first set of squares will be for the natal, right? And the second set of squares will be for the progressed, right? So okay. So opposites, we're talking about. So let me give an example. So an opposite to this is this house, right? So the opposite to Gemini, or the square, sorry, to Gemini is Virgo, and apart from Virgo, we also have Pisces. The reason for that is that we're skipping 2 houses in between. So in between squares, there are 2 houses in between. So there's Cancer here and Leo in between Gemini and Virgo. So Virgo and Gemini are square to each other. So if we take an example of Taurus, so let's say Taurus is here, right? So we skip Aries and Pisces, we go to Cancer, which is square to Taurus, and then Virgo we skip, Cancer we skip, Leo again. So we have Leo and Cancer. So Leo and Cancer, so those are squares. So Leo, we have 8, Leo 20, 22, we've got Aquarius, okay. So I've got 22, Aquarius 20. That's for the natal. The natal is being 8, Aquarius 20. That's for the natal. So for the progressed, we are talking about 22, Leo 20, right? And then then we're talking about 22, Aquarius 20, right? So both Aquarius and Leo and Aquarius for the natal, and then both Leo and Aquarius for the progressed position of the ascendant. So So Capricorn, so Capricorn, let's do for Capricorn. So for Capricorn, let me clear this up. So for Capricorn, Capricorn is here. So we skip to Sagittarius and Scorpio. We have Libra, which is square to Capricorn. Then we leave Aquarius and Pisces. We are at Aries, which is square. So Aries and Libra. So I'll start. So 21 Lib 34. We have got 21 Aries 34. For their progressed position, I've got 5 Lib 34. So I've got 5 Aries 34, right? So it's both Aries and Libra that are square to Virgo, to Capricorn, sorry. So that's the same thing for this for here, which is 22 Lib 34, and then we have 22 Aries 37 again, and then we have finally 6 Lib 37, and then 6 Aries 37. So the final piece of information that we need to put in is now for the moon. So if I go to the moon here, the moon is by Leo. So what is square to Leo? So Leo is here. What's square to Leo is we've got Gemini, or we've got Cancer here to the left, and Gemini. So Taurus is square to Leo, and then we've got Virgo, Libra, and next we have Scorpio. So we've got Scorpio and Taurus, which are square to Leo. So Scorpio, so 14, Scorpio, 29, 14. So it's Scorpio and Taurus. Okay, so what also 14 Taurus, 29, yes. So the next one is a progressed position, which is 28 Scorpio, 29, and 28 Taurus, 29. So after having done this is basically everything that we need to highlight for Bitcoin, right? So this is Bitcoin. Okay. So I'll put it right. So Bitcoin. So once you do this, this completes the first phase that you need to do, which is basically get the key point, the key positions, right? And then the next thing that we need to note is so the PS, I'll call it PS, so primary signifactor. The primary signifactor for this year, remember that the sun was in Capricorn in the year when the market was beginning. So it meant that Saturn was the prime signifactor. However, because this year it has progressed to Aquarius, it makes, again, since Aquarius is ruled by Saturn, so it makes the PS as well this year as Saturn. So apart from this information that we have basically drawn here, right, what needed to be marked is also the PS, because this is going to be key in the next couple of videos that we'll be making in order to fully analyze the 2023 Bitcoin movements, right? So having said this, I'll end this video so that this first part is watched before we proceed. So this is basically what we needed to do. the first phase of analyzing Bitcoin for this year. So having said this, please like and share, and make sure that you try to do this on your own. Put into action what you have learned. All right, bye.